Diesel Funketeers, Tim Fielder here. Diesel Funk Dispatch. Well, actually, live drawing with Tim Fielder. That's what it is. I got to get my titles worked out. Let me just move this over slightly. Yes. Hi. My name is Tim Fielder. I'm a visual Afrofuturist and graphic novelist. Hello, Siri. How you doing? It's Infinite Afrofuturist Tale. I'm known for. I'm known for Maddie's Rocket, right? And I'm also known for this guy here, the graphic history of hip hop, with my writing partner and buddy, Dr. Walter Grayson, who is now down south at Asala in Atlanta, which I will be joining him at least one day this week, 1 or 2 days this week in Atlanta for the Asala conference in Atlanta, Georgia. I'll be heading out tomorrow after I finish my stream. We are at Tuesday, September the 23rd. Is now 3:40 Eastern Standard Time. Approximately 3 hours and 20 minutes before the Alien Earth finale, which I'm looking forward to seeing. Which is kind of sad because I don't know if there's anything else. I need to watch Paradise with Sterling Brown. I haven't seen that. I need to watch that. I watched the first episode, but I never finished it. What's up? Disney raised their prices again today? That's so weird. That's weird. Anyway, that's where we are. Looking forward to Alien Earth. I love that show. I think Noah Wyle is to be commended for the quality of his show. I think it's really good. Let's check out. So Kick is streaming. Fantastic. The live drawing with Tim Fielder broadcasts 5 days a week unless something comes up on Kick, on Twitch, on Instagram. Let me mute that there. On Facebook. And let's see here. We can get this and kind of move this over here a little bit because I need to share this to, let's see here. Let's go to, we're going to duplicate a layer here. And we're going to, what I find, again, like normal. But it's like, it's so interesting. In YouTube, you can be logged into 2 accounts at the same time. It's really quite fascinating. You can be logged into 2 accounts, but Facebook is one at a time. It's so weird the way that works. And I tried to get the chat working inside Mel Studio today, but I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just being honest with you. I've seen some pretty interesting stuff here today. Let's go to the desktop here. So this is, I'm working on this now, but this is the thing I wanted to show you guys. Let's see if I can pull this over up here. This thing, Echo Hunter. Completely, this is a 23-minute film. All done in AI. Oh! I didn't know that was going to happen. Hey, I gotta say, that was pretty bloody and quite startling because I didn't know his head was gonna freaking explode. I did not know that. But hey, this is how you do it, right? Wow! His head blew up. Okay. All right. So let's go on. Let's just check here again. I want to make sure that I share this. I'm going to right click here. We're going to go here. We're going to click on this thing here. We're going to go to Facebook. I'm going to go back to my Diesel Funk page, and I'm going to share this to um, my Tim Fielder page. Go here. Hang on one second, guys. We got it. We're going to share that. I'm going to copy the link. This is good. We're now going to go here to the Tim Fielder account. And we're going to share right here. I just had I think it was this morning, I shared my latest episode of my short, Diesel Funk Dispatch short. And today's person was Syndrome. Let's see if we can go here and check this out. We'll go here. Yep. Been listening to this audiobook. Let's go right here. There we go. We will type in, there we go, YouTube. And we will go to, oh my goodness. We can go here. Let's view the channel. Right there. Syndrome. Greetings, Diesel Funketeers. This is Tim back with the latest episode of Diesel Funk Dispatch. Today's subject is syndrome. I recently had an interesting conversation with Mike Manley, famed cartoonist on Facebook. We were talking about how the industry was changing, how all of the things that were happening, not just the inception of AI, but how media consumption and the way companies are trying to adjust to the changing scenario. Jobs lost, massive unemployment. But why is it happening? That's happening because they're able to reduce the numbers. But it doesn't just give power to the studio. It gives power to the creators. Creators begin to create because you now control the shots. Why? Because once everyone is super, then no one will be. Syndrome. Peace. I had fun doing that. One, because I think the art style kind of suits me. It's not as overly painted. But I loved it. I had a lot of fun. Whoa, what is that? That's Terminator 2. That was a long time ago. All right. So we're going to minimize that. And we're going to go here now. Again, I had laid out, if you guys remember seeing this from yesterday, I had laid out about 3 weeks worth of breakdowns. I'm going to draw very quickly in this panel here. I'll probably be reusing some of the elements. And then I'm going to get to doing some breakdowns for Black Prince. We need to finish up 1 or 2 pages, get that out to the letterer, who I know is looking at me going like, yo, man, what is going on? But don't worry, we got you covered, buddy. We got you covered. Also, I have begun working on Maddie's Rocket. I have made the decision to start to publish individual panels, as I've said to you guys. I think as a storyteller, I need to do more than just, these little snippets. I need to tell my Afrofuturist stories. So we're going to tell Maddie's Rocket. So for example, I'll just show you here. Let me turn all of these off. So this is just a quick preview here. So basically what would happen is a panel would start like this. It would open to this widescreen. Let's go here to F. Oh, well, no, we got to have the user interface there. Like that. I'll change my background here so you guys can see a little bit clearer interface. Want to go to dark mode. Yep, that's pretty good. All right. So it would go like this. It would start like this. And then it would go here. You see what I'm saying? But it'll be a reveal over time. So instead of releasing panels from the comic from the graphic novel, instead of releasing it as still images, would be released in like a 30-second to 1 minute video. And I think I'm doing that so it can maybe perhaps get into the game of showcasing um, how this thing would look as a video. So that's what I'm thinking about doing. For example, you have a panel like this that will reveal itself. Then it goes here, dialogue, right? So that's what I think. I think this is a process I'm willing to experiment on. But before I do that, I have to prep everything and make sure that it is where it needs to be. Also, one of the reasons why I'm doing this is because ultimately I'm getting ready to start producing translations for Maddie's Rocket that'll be done in both Spanish. I want to like I'm going through the trouble of doing this because I want to uh, submit or put out Maddie's Rocket in Spanish, Japanese, Korean. I want to get ready for the next push that I'm going to be engaging in over the next month, several months. So yeah, that's where I am. It's been an incredible run here. Let's see here. We're going to go. We're good here. I think. Yes. Let's check here. Wait. Are we moving? Are we rocking? Are we rolling? Yes. Substack is a rolling. Substack appears to be rolling, which is good. Glad that, so we'll leave that up there. Yep, Substack is a rolling. All right. Instagram is a rolling. Hello, Melanie Maria Goudreau. Hello to you as well. Hello there. What is today's astrological reading? Do you want? Okay, we'll see if she calls me. That's my wife for those folks who don't know. Where are you, girl? Where are you? Where are you now? Okay, maybe she'll show up. I don't know. We'll see. Might be having another guest today, and we'll see how that goes. We'll hope that will go well. If not, then we'll try it on another day. Here, let's go here. LinkedIn. Yep, we got that there. Okay, LinkedIn is going well. LinkedIn is streaming. Instagram is streaming. Substack is a streaming. YouTube is a streaming. Let's refresh that. Hang on 1 second. Okay, we're good there. It's so weird when the chat goes weird for me on there, but I don't know what's going on there. All right, so Diesel Funk Dispatch is streaming there. We're going good. Facebook. Let's see. Let's leave the page here. Facebook is a streaming. Right? Okay, good there. Facebook on Diesel Funk. Yeah, there we go. And yes, I'm very, very pleased with the way things are coming together. So that's good. All right. Hi, John. Back here. This is where we're going to go here. And just to show you guys, I'm doing my breakdowns in Photoshop, but I'm going to do the actual images. So separate from hold on 1 second here. Separate from Maddie's Rocket, I intend to start streaming High John Conqueror, but I need to build up a buffer on both of those first. I don't want to have be trying to produce it once a day. No. I want to make sure that I have several weeks. Right now, High John, I've done 3 weeks worth of breakdowns, which is awesome. Maddie, I have the entire book, will probably be somewhere close to a year's worth of story content, and by the time that would finish, then book 2 would be ready to start streaming as well. So we will work on that and do a little bit every day. All right. But I'm going to work again a little bit on Black Prince today, a little bit on the comment. But before I do that, I want to start challenging myself to do a little bit of High John to get that done. I have as you guys saw, I was able to do a little bit of this. So I worked on this right here earlier today. So I've done a little bit of the Maddie's Rocket project. And matter of fact, I'm going to save that there. And of course, I've been trying to gather up all of the other pages and panels to kind of like get those things together. I very much enjoyed working on Maddie's Rocket. It really was a life-changing project. But like I say, enough of the old man. I'll have to wait till this gets right. We're going to rock and roll and do what we're going to do. All right, let's check Instagram here. All right, Instagram is going well. Okay, no complaints. No complaint. Okay, we're good here. Let's see here. All righty. General. Okay. I'm sorry, we're just checking our chat here. How that's going. That's general. We got channels. We're going on our primary. Okay, there we go. And I really don't know how this is going to go ultimately, but we're not going to worry about that for right now. So all of my channels, the stream seem to be running well. Okay, now let's go here to Clip Studio Paint. Now, so again, the way I'm doing it, these are my breakdowns. So this is panel 1, right? Now, here's the problem with this. I did not record the time lapse in this. So really, when you look at this, it's kind of not what I want. I want to be able to record the drawing from the top. So I'm going to start over from this. But hold on, let me just check one thing before we go here. We're going to do record time lapse. That's there. And it hasn't even really started. So we're going to turn that off. You're going to delete and turn it off, right? And now what we're going to do is we're going to go here. Okay, we're going to take these guys here, and I'm going to delete these here, and I'm going to show you what I mean. Whoops. Let's turn that off, turn this off, turn this off. Okay, so we have a border there, right? Okay, good. Good. All right, so this is a panel. That's it right there. This is the one that I have up, and what I want to do is I'm going to start off. Hello, Telly Melly. How you doing? Good to see you there. We're going to start off here with this particular panel. But what I'll do, I'm sorry, let's minimize Photoshop so we don't have any confusion because we're rocking in Clip Studio Paint, baby. What we're going to do here is we're going to go to Clip Studio Paint. We're going to turn this layer off. But actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce that resolution down. So we can start on our new panel. And we're going to go here, right? And I'm going to take my stylus here, and we will start off like this. Whoops. Let's see, that will be the white panel, white, and we got a black brush. And like that syndrome image, there are points where I think, man, maybe I should do it like that Batman image, or man, maybe I should do it like, the whole, just take it easy and do it like, I really want to just do something that's more traditional. But I know ultimately what's going to happen. I'm going to do something that's really a hybrid. So this is the way we will start here. We're going to start here. All right, we got an image here, right? And I'm going to I think, I'm going to fill this with black. Yes. Okay, that's filled with black. So we're good there, right? Now, let's go here and delete that. And I'm going to delete these guys here because we don't need them as well. All right, now I'm going to create a new layer here. Yes. And I'll turn these off for a second. Again, there's a black border on all these because I want to be able to publish these with a slight black border. So again, this is what we're doing. We're doing like little sparkly energy stuff, not a lot of energy stuff, but we're going to go here. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this, we're going to go to white, right? right? Just like that. Just a little bit of the hint of something happening. Okay, right there. That's pretty good right there. I'm trying to make this stuff here appear to be more like a sparkling energy thing, but not too much, right? Because it's just kind of starting. Yep, that's pretty good. Just like that. Right there. Okay, good. Now, I think I need to move this over here like that. Just kind of like not totally center, but a little bit off center here. Right. So that's pretty good. I like the way I have this here, and let's make sure we got this. Oh God, look at that again. I didn't turn on record time lapse. Don't you hate that when that happens? You're just sitting here just drawing for nothing. Hang on one second, guys. We can start over again. We can start over again. We can start over again. All right. Thank God it wasn't something like serious. All right. So we're going to go here. We're going to go out time lapse. We're going to hit record time lapse. So now the time lapse is recording. All right. Good. So we're going to go here. We're going to create this. We have this layer here. Right. And now I'm going to go here. I'm going to create a new layer. And here I'm going to do what I did before, which is go in with a full black panel, actually. There we go. So that's it. So that's all black right there. I think we will go here with another layer. We'll go all black there. Okay, good. I'm going to delete that one there. And I think now we're going to go here and create a new layer. And we'll do what we did before. But what I'm working with now is the textured pen. Okay, hang on. We're going to select white. Command D. There we go. Just want to make sure we got that right. There we go. There we go. See? So just a little bit of hint of energy, not too much, right? And again, I'm going to move this over slightly. Right about there is pretty good. I mean, not quite symmetrical, but a little bit of off center. I think that's what I'm going to do. Oh, we have a call coming in. Let's see who's coming in here. Ah, it is my friend, fellow Afrofuturist, Yatasha Womack. Let's see if we can accept this here. We're going to go here to, let's see, can we do this? I'm going to see if we can do this via hi. Okay. I don't know if that's going to work. Let's see. We got to do this via Zoom, I think is what I have to do. Let's see if we can get her on Zoom or something like that. I don't know. Because if she has FaceTime, I'll let her FaceTime me. And I've been having special guests. I had Arthur McFarlane, had Barbara Brandon, my twin brother Jim popped in there. And oh, there she is. Let's do this. Let's see if she pops in here. I don't know. We're going to see. Let's turn the volume up on that. I don't know. We'll see if she pops in. If she pops in, great. If not, we ain't going to worry about it. Not going to worry about it, buddy. All right. So we're waiting to see if she picks up. Ah, hello. Call failed. Let's try one more time here. And if not, maybe we'll go to Zoom or something like that. Maybe we'll go to Zoom. Because I'm suddenly realizing she may not have an iPhone. She might have an iPhone. I don't know. Or it's like my sons. My sons, these dudes, you know, they can't They can't get with the collective like the Borg. They have to go Android. Anyway, so let's see here. We're gonna do this here. Okay, so that call failed. We're not gonna worry about it. So we'll let her figure out how we're gonna pull that off there, and it might need to be something where we set it up via Zoom. That's okay. That's all right. For right now, we're gonna wait, and we'll figure it out. Okay. Oh, by the way, live drawing with Tim Fielder. Today is September 23rd, 2025. I'm a visual Afrofuturist and graphic novelist known for Infinitum and Afrofuturist Tale through HarperCollins Amistad, Maddie's Rocket from my company Diesel Funk Studios, and the graphic history of hip hop through this company here, the graphic history company with my partners, Dr. Walter Grayson and Christina Hunksbrook Lamatina. And all of us actually will be getting together in Atlanta over the next few days. So looking forward to that. Now, again, I'm going to minimize this here, and we'll go back here. So here's what's happening. So we have this. Now watch this. I'm going to duplicate this by moving that up there. Now watch what I'm going to do here. I'm going to double click on this by holding down Command. And so what I've done now is I've selected that shape, which is this energy particles. Now I want to go here and I want to outline that selection, and I'm setting it to draw outside. And right now set to white, and I have it set to line with. So you see how it makes that a little bit bigger? So watch what happens now. Now I'm going to move that to glow dodge. I'm going to move that down below there. And I'm going to just apply a little bit of blur to it. Just a little bit of blur, not too much. There we go. Let's hit Command D. And I want to turn the resolution down on that. Just a little bit. Hold on, let's take that. Oh, what's happening here? Okay. Maybe. Let's go to normal. There we go. So there we go. So as you can see here, what's happening here, there's a slight glow. Let me go here. See these particles? So what I've done here, and I could have, in Photoshop, what you would do is add a stroke to it, but in Clip Studio, you go to outline selection. So I have a glow here, right? And that's what I have, and it provides a kind of pretty cool effect, right? So I like that there. Something very small, right? So that's one day of images. Got it? That's panel 02. But here's what I want to do now. Now what I want to do. All right, so we got that, right? So watch this. Watch what happens now. So we do this. Now, I may put dialogue in this at some point. And if I do, what's going to happen is this is how this is going to look. See how it plays back? See? So that's how I'm envisioning this comic revealing itself today, right? But for right now, we're not going to save it. We're going to save the file, Clip Studio, but this is panel 02. Now what we need to do is go and find panel 01. Go to my HighJohn folder here. Here it is. We're going to go to panel 01. Okay. Doing that again, no worries. We're just going to type in 01 and see what happens. 01. Alrighty. Let us see. Here it is. Now, this is the Photoshop version. This is the Clip Studio Paint version. So I'm going to open up this one. That did not. Okay, that is interesting. I didn't expect that to happen. Panel 01. because what I don't want to do is I don't want to mess this up. I don't want to mess this up. I actually remember I had the uh, things like that similar because I'm following the format of Prince Valiant where there are this I can tell 6 panels. You know, if I want to, I can do 6 panels like this. Let's turn that off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And each of the panels I can either do, go in either direction, but I'm going to try my best not to extend over this so that ultimately when the comic is done, it'll never be more than 6 panels a page, right? People might ask, well, why do you do that? What if you need more? Well, I'm finding sometimes when I'm trying to get stuff done, setting limitations on myself allows me to work within those limitations. So it's a very, very smart thing to be able to do. So we're going to turn that off. Okay, so that's this one here. Bah, bah, bah. All right, I'm going to check one more thing here. I'm going to go back here. So if you look at this is High John Panel 01, right? I'm going to double click this. I'm going to open this here, open with Clip Studio Paint. Okay, so you see that's opening, right? Now, I'm going to save this guy here. Well, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go Command C. I'm going to go back here to this one, right? You see how everything was still there? Everything was still there. Of course, I made some changes on this stuff in Photoshop, but that's okay. That's all right. Huh. I am curious of one thing here. Let's go here. Let's go back 1 second. And what we want to do here is want to make sure, because I want to make sure I'm not overwriting everything here. Again, let me state this for the record. I am doing this. This is not, I'm physically doing my work. Whether it's my commercial work or my work, all of it's commercial, frankly. Whether I'm doing work for other clients or I'm doing work in collaborations with I'm working with my collaborators. All of them are collaborators. I consider clients or what have you collaborators. Some more extreme than others, like the job I just finished, which I won't be able to talk about till next week. That's like a one-off. And all of them are, if I'm collaborating, some are one-offs, but some are long-term one-offs, like the University of Georgia project that I'm working with Professor Stephen Berry out of UGA. That'll be going on deep into next year because there's so many pages on that book. And we are actually quite a few pages into breakdowns, which when we have our meeting tomorrow, I'll assume that will be part of that. But that's a project that's much more involved, right? The project I did this week that I'll announce what that was next week. It was a few images, like a handful of images, but that was in and out thing, right? Now, this project here, this is my project. This is for Diesel Funk Studios. I do not see the work I do for Diesel Funk Studios as a side hustle. That's not all of my work. When I do work collaborations, I'm doing projects, I feel that all those projects are feeding my projects. I no longer take on work from the idea of solely for funds or money. I see it all as feeding the Diesel Funk ecosphere. Graphic History Company, I'm a part, I'm a partner in that company. So what I'm doing is all of these things are feeding each other, right? So that's the way I see it. And I've changed my brain to do that type of thing. And I guess I should say, so for example, there's an African author, brilliant. I always have issues pronouncing his name, so right now I won't try. But he's one of the more prominent, or one of the handful of African science fiction authors. And he has graciously asked me to do a cover to his soon book. I want to do it because he is such a figure in the field of Afrofuturism, and I assume perhaps even say African futurism. And I have an interest in African futurism I know Nadia Corfor has been a proponent of that, not so much with Afrofuturism, but that's okay. You know, we can all define ourselves as we want. I don't have any problem with African futurism because I come from the world of Afrofuturism, which is more diasporic anyway. I don't, oh man, Afrofuturism should only be one thing. It should only be from this region or that region. So I've always looked at Afrofuturism as a concept as diasporic. It deals with people of color from all different regions of the world. And all of it can be Afrofuturism. African futurism is a subset I consider of Afrofuturism that focuses on stories about the African continent, uh, perhaps preferably, I don't know, by African authors, but I'm African American, so if I decide one day I want to do something that's more African futurism based, then I can do that. Frankly, I consider infinitum African futurism because the main character is from Africa. He is of that ilk. He is in a he is African. That is his modality. That's his origin. Maddie's Rocket, I do not consider African futurism. I consider Maddie's Rocket to be Afrofuturism because it's dealing with the African American space. In fact, it's dealing with the southern, the American South variant of science fiction, which is something that's not all the time that's dealt with. But I'm from Mississippi, so that's why literally the main character is from Coahoma County, where I was raised. So that is so black science fiction is something that's black and it can cover anything. But this is the way I look at it. And I try to have, I don't want to be xenophobic about this type of stuff because that's boring. And if I do that, but I prefer to be able to have an open mind on this stuff. And I like to deal in different areas, like I'm not a huge player in the hip hop space. But my career has intersected with hip hop over the decades. Most recently, obviously, with the graphic history of hip hop, and more that I'll talk about in a bit. But so yeah, I like to keep a clean palette, play around in a bunch of different areas. I think it makes me a better artist, and it exposes me to other creators who are willing to give me, to collaborate when I'm able to. All right, enough of that. So we got this here. Let's go here. Check YouTube. Seems to be going good. Let's refresh that. Okay, good. That's good. Yep, yep. The stream is going on both YouTube channels. It's going now for about 40 minutes. Is that right? 40 minutes, almost 41 minutes. This is great. Substack is a rocking and rolling. This is great. Substack is a rocking and a rolling. So happy to be doing it. Let me hit like on that. Why not? Let's see here. Instagram is a rocking and a rolling. Facebook appears miraculously to still be rocking and rolling. So very, very happy to see that. Let me just do a refresh on here. Yep. Yep. We are good. We are good and we are golden. Okay, good. So we got that. Instagram. We checked Instagram. The live stream here. Let's refresh this for LinkedIn. Okay, LinkedIn is doing. We have 2 current viewers on there. Thank you, LinkedIners. How you guys doing there? We have Twitch is going good. Twitch is going good. So happy to be doing my Twitch stream. It's been a rocking and a rolling. And of course, Kick. Yeah, they coming at me, man. The folks want me to, hey, sign up. I'm like, nah, guys, we're just gonna keep it clean. We're gonna keep it clean. All right, I know y'all are. What's he talking about? Don't worry about it. All right, so we're back here on this guy here. I want to save this one here because I have a lot of things here. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to keep this. Yeah, I like that there. That's really hot. And turn that off. We'll go here, and I will call this here. I'm going to go here. I'm going to save as. Watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to save this as Hi John. I'm going to say Hi John panel breakdowns. Even though I do stuff in um, Photoshop with breakdowns. Here I want to be able to just save those files because it's a good thing here. So panel 1. So watch what I'm going to do here. I'm now going to go to save as, right? And I'm going to save that as Clip Studio Paint format. We're going to replace that. So now this is panel 1. Got it? This is panel 1. So it is now 4:20. I want to see what I can do in a short period of time here. And here I need to make sure I go here, go to time lapse, and I'm recording the time lapse. Right? So there we go. We literally have this. Well, hold on. We're going to go here. Sorry, we're going to do it again. Let's try it again. Time lapse. We're going to turn this off. We're going to turn it back on. Record time lapse, right? And we're going to open up. Let's see here. Right there. Okay, good. So that comes in there, and it's a rough image. Okay, we're good. So now I'm going to reduce the resolution on this here. And, you know, there's something interesting about the way I have this. I could work with that background, but you know what? Let me see if I can snatch this background right quick. Because I've done this background before. Let me see if I can pull that and be able to extend the drawing. Maybe that's the way to do it. Let's see here. Let's see what we got here, baby. Let's see what we got, because we have a number of backgrounds here. Like, that's the background here, right? That's pretty good. But I want to see if we have that background in a Photoshop file. So let me just check here 1 second. Let me check 1 second. We're going to go dot PSD. Whoop, not pad, man. Dot PSD, dude. My eyesight dot PSD. Okay, there we go. That's interesting. That is interesting. Oh, that's interesting. Nah, we don't want that. Let's go here, and we're going to open this up here. We're going to right click, and we're going to open up this Clip Studio Paint. And hopefully we'll be able to find the background, so we'll be able to extend that drawing. So let's see what we've got here. Okay. All right. We got something going here. And I like the titles and all that stuff. Maybe we'll be able to use that. Group 01. Okay, good. Open that up. All right. So we have our guy here. There he is. And I might actually be able to use this image. Might be possible to use that image. But we will see. For right now, I will take that image. That's kind of cool. And we need that background. Yep, we need the background. And here, actually, believe it or not, is the entire background. So we're going to go here. What's that? We're going to go here, here, and here. And we're going to copy these guys here. Command C. Then we're going to go to our Hi John panel here. Now we're going to go right here. We're going to go Command B. So you see what I just did? So I just imported this stuff in here. So let's move this here. So what I'm doing here is I'm moving this so that it's sort of, yep, that's pretty freaking good there. That's pretty good, man. So now let's make this a little bit bigger. Alrighty. Alright, I think I can live with that. I can live with these, man. I can live with these. Hold on, let me check something here. Alright, we're going to bring that down right to about there. Yes. Yes. Okay, good. So we've got that, right? So that's pretty good. Now, here is my border, which should be, the border should be here, but let's see, the border's not here for right now, but that's okay. That's all right. So we're going to go here, and what we're going to do now is we are going to make that border like this. Let's go here. I'm feeling good about what we've got here. Not perfect. Not perfect, but we don't need it to be perfect. We just need it to be good enough. All right, and we're going to go here to our paint bucket. Going to grab this. Let's make sure we got that. And now, I'm going to clip right here. Whoops. Command Shift I to invert this. There we go. So we now have our black border. Now, I don't really like that black border so much because there's something going on in it. Well, let me say I like the black border, but I think it needs this going on. It needs a little bit more here. Right there. Okay, good. Now we will do another fill. There we go. So what I wanted to be a little bit more even in how I was laying that out. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I like the background. The background is very sketchy, but I don't mind that because I want a certain level of looseness to the drawings. But then when I go over this and begin to add color and tones and things like that, and I'm still on the fence as to whether or not it'll be a sort of. I'm still on the fence as to whether or not it will be uh, color from the sense of, how should I say, uh, color in the sense of, okay, I want this. I don't know what I'm going to do for the color yet, but I know right now what we're focused on are just the tones. Again, influenced heavy by the Batman image I did the other day. There's something there, I think. There's something there. But anyway, let's get back to this. So we got our border. We have a blank image here, which is good. Let's turn these guys off. Yep. So see, look here. So we have that, right? I'm going to take this and I'm going to hit Command T. And now what I want to do is I want to expand this upward, right? So what I'm doing is I'm covering this so that that white background will allow. Matter of fact, let me just see if I can take it like right about there. That'll be good. Yep. All right. Now, what I'm doing here, just in case you guys are confused, what I'm doing, I'm just giving myself a background because some of the images here, like for example, this part of the back, it's like I need it to be opaque, opaque background. So when I draw the characters, right, and I will have the characters on there, things will go on without too much fuss. So see, here's the kind of tones and stuff I had there. So that's pretty good. So now what I'm gonna do here is go here. I'm gonna go to my dense watercolor brush. So you see how that watercolor brush is not so heavy, right? It is heavy, but it's not so heavy. So we'll undo that. And just to be safe, what I am gonna do is I'm going to go on the let's go on this layer here, and I'll show you what I'm going to do in just a moment. I'm going to move that down. So I'm going to start drawing on this layer. Okay? So let's see what happens here. Again, I'm going to try to avoid using things like rulers on this. What I want to do is to be able to keep the drawing as organic as possible. So using ruler lines or straight lines, only unless I have to, because I'm not trying to, this is not the kind of show I'm trying to do this time here. Let me check one thing here. Okay, thank you, Comic Book, for following me. I appreciate it. Uh, let's see here. Okay. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. All right, this is good. This is good. So we're rocking and we're rolling. Oh my God, I inadvertently closed Instagram, but that's why we can open it back up. Okay, we're going to go to history here. Let's see here. Go back earlier today. Let's see. Come on, where are you? Live streaming Instagram. I know I didn't shut you down there totally. Let's see here. Live drawing with Tim Fielder. And what I'm doing, just so you guys like, when I inadvertently closed the window for Instagram, but that should not stop that. I just need to pull that open here. Okay, that's a little weird, but we're going to go backspace. Nope. We'll go here. We will go to live. And that's fine. I'll just do it through here. Okay. Not a problem. So let's turn this audio off here. There we go. All right. So when people start messaging, or if they messaging, it'll still be in place. Okay. So let's go here. And I'm going to finish up my background here. I want this background. The vibe I'm going for is very much HP kind of Lovecraft, Wallywood-esque. See? Boom. Yep. I love that. And I want to, and one of the reasons why I'm also doing this, I just want to have fun. I want to have fun on this stuff. I do projects. Even Black Prince is fun, but Black Prince, the material is so heavy because it's really dealing with, elements of oppression in it. Because the main character is a real life character, was very prominent during the Reconstruction era. Literally a contemporary of Harriet Tubman and Frederick Douglass and Martin Delany. So these things here, it's like you're doing it to tell the story, but you're also understanding and very much aware of the fact that you are doing work that is sort of how would I call it? It's there is a grimness to the storyline because you are literally retelling a very painful part of American history. So yeah, that's one thing that happens. It happens, man. And I want to draw this. So this image here, of course, this comic will deploy all of the different tools I'm using. If things get too tough, I will deploy a little 3D on it. I'll deploy a little AI on it if necessary, just to get a few things together, and we will make it rock and rolleth. That's what we're gonna do, buddies. Let's see, go here. I think now we will turn that right there. There we go. Yep. See? So we got all these things here, and I'll be able to go in with this and add a little stuff. Okay, so now we got this here. That goes around like that. There we go. And now I can take this, move this up to the top here. I'm going for a steampunk feel for this particular story. If you can imagine steampunk John Buscema with my tone and lighting sensibilities. That's what I'm going for. That is what I'm going for, ladies and gentlemen. So I want something that has the energy, if of my own style. Let's be very very frank with this. I'm not John Buscema, but I've grown to love John Buscema's work because of the kind of hello Jamal Bashar 758. How you doing there? Let's see here. I've grown to love the kind of not simplicity of Buscema's work, but the dynamism. He, in his own way, was very much, I consider to be, I consider him an equal to Kirby in terms of it. Just, Kirby was about the dynamism, it's very Kirby-esque, but Buscema had his own thing that was just quite amazing. And I want to be able to, in my own way, even though I will not be able to match that, I feel like I want to be able to tell a story that is very much in that vein here. So there we go. See, there we go. And go that right there. Ah, yes, I love that. Love that. That is awesome. Awesome, awesome. Awesome, awesome. Go here. So how's it going today, Jamal Bashar 758? What's happening? What's happening with you? Hello, sir. Or yeah, I think Jamal's a dude. You never know. All right, so pleasure to meet you and make your acquaintance. And thank you for being here. I appreciate it. All right, let me go here. There we go. And again, it's just drawing. Just drawing. That's all I'm doing. Just drawing. And this is good because I got other stuff I need to do on the graphic history hip hop, working on that. Maybe I'll spend a little time on that today. I will be shutting down the stream probably around it's 4:36. I want to shut it down definitely before 8. Um, because I got stuff I got to do. I got things I need to do. Teams I need to do. Oh yeah, see that looks pretty good there. I like that. I like it that. The idea when I conceived of this idea is that I wanted something that was very much a homage. Again, John Buscema, EC Comics, that kind of style. Uh, uh, you know, I love that. I love this stuff here. So we're going to go here. We're going to take these here. Yes. Look at that. Now I can curve this stuff here. See? Yep. Going here. There we go. Have our shadows here. This is good. And I'll put shadows into the shot here as time goes on. But let me just see. Watch this how I do this. Yep. All kinds of things that can be done with these shapes here. There we go. And like I said, if this project is, I have the stories mapped out a long, long time ago. I have what I want the stories to be a long time ago. So it'll be interesting to see how this comes together. But what I've started and stopped this project multiple times. So what I'm hoping to do is avoid that, meaning that I feel like this time, even if I have to take breaks on doing the story, it's going to be what it's going to be here. I have no interest in redoing this. I want this to be literally what it's going to be. That is the objective. That be's the objective, baby. Now, all right, take that there. All righty. I'm a huge fan of Katsuhiro Otomo or Otomo Katsuhiro, and I love how unique that guy's art is, his style is, and I felt like I need to do something that's not fully rendered or painted, but has a little bit of life to it, you know, but a very much a comic book, But I don't know. We'll see. I reserve the right to change my mind if I want. we go. There we go. See? Yes. Alrighty then. Cool. So now we can take this here, whip this on around like that. We're going to have this is a portal here that I'm drawing, which plays a fairly important part to the story here. All right. Oops. A little bit too far. There we go. Now we're good. All right, good. All right, let's keep going here. So, Alien Earth. Is Boy Cavalier gonna get it today? Because boy, is there one character who you would think to yourself, man, if that guy bought it, I would not be upset because he is an absolute bonehead. The way he deals with other human beings is just kind of completely disposable, and I don't think that's cool. That's not cool at all. All right, we're gonna right click on this. Let's do a here, bam. Okay, okay, this is good here. All right, so one of the things that I'm doing here, okay, so we're still live here, so this is good. Love that. So we can rocketh and rolleth. We're still live. We are live on. Yes, we are live. I think we're live on here. Yep. Okay, that's good. Let me refresh this here. I don't want to close anything, but I do want to refresh. Oops. Oh my God. What did I do? Ah, really? Have I made that mistake once again? Let us see. Posts. All right, guys. I hope I didn't screw this stuff up here again, but I may have done it one more time. Substack be kicking my behind, man. Kicking my behind. What can I tell you, ladies and gentlemen? Just bad. Bad, 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 bad. Okay, but at any rate, we're going to go back here, which is what I'm going to do. I will go forward, and we will try to see what we can see here. I'll go to my profile there. So that says was live. We're not going to worry about that. So we're going to assume that we are still live. That's what we're going to do. Again, Instagram is still rocking. So happy about that. All right, now back to drawing. All right. Again, the objective with this particular project is to just have fun. Have fun. I need a palette cleanser because this stuff gets so, I mean, these stories get so deep and oh my God, the stakes are so high, even with the comic, and because the subject matter is so heavy with it that you begin to feel like, man, I need to be able to pull away from this for a second. So this, even though it's Afrofuturist and it has all of the heady stuff in it, it's still an adventure strip. This is an adventure strip. That's what it is. That is what I designed it to be. All right. From here, line work. Okay, looks like we're almost there. We're gonna go here. Yep, I think we're gonna. Ooh, no. Let's undo that. Okay, there we go. Now we can do this. Yes, there we go. And we can take this one here. I'm gonna move that all the way out there. Yep. And now, yep, there we go. Not terrible. Not terrible. Not terrible. Terrible. All right, there we go. Haha. Look at that. Cool. All right, but let me, because we do have this happening here. Stick this here. I'm going to go right there. Yep. Not bad. Not bad at all. So we have these here. I think it's good. Now I'm just going to go through here. It's a kind of chromy, copper-esque kind of tubing. Again, I want to keep it simple. There we go. Yes, I like that. Okay, yeah, we're good. Okay. Again, the objective is to be able to get somewhere like, I think, I would feel better. I mean, like I said, it could be I could have a month of breakdowns on this, a month buffer. But life happens. Things get in the way, emergencies come up. So there's a part of me that feels like I need to have 2 months. So that's part of what I'm doing here, kind of thinking about that. Again, I'm just putting this little line here to be able, because there's a little bit of shine to this kind of chrome-esque style. So what I want to be able to do is be able to just go through this here and add some things in there as I need to. There we go. Yeah, looking good. Looking good. Looking good. I like it. All right, we will take that down there. Yep. Do it again here. Yep. There we go. All right. So I'm liking it. I'm liking it. Let's go to Facebook here, see what's going on. And thank you, Comic Book. Thank you for following me. I appreciate it. Let's see here. Okay. Go to home here. Don't know what's going to happen, but we're going to see in just a moment. All right. Click here. Going to go to home. There we go. Good. Dashboard. Go to home. Go to my profile. Go right there. All righty. All right. I don't know what's going on, but like I say, Substack has been a little finicky for me lately. But I know it's a viable option. Okay. LinkedIn is going. All right. Back to the steampunk stuff. Back to the steampunk stuff, man. All right. Let me very quickly go here. It's in there. Right there. A little bit here. So interesting. When I started on Black Prince, I was talking with Steven, and what's interesting is just High John takes place in kind of the antebellum period, Reconstruction period. Well, just immediately after the end. Let's see here. Somebody is contacting me. Who is this? This would be show all windows. I think that's what we'll do. Whoops. Whoops. Go here. Here we go. Sorry, I'm getting messages in is what's happening here. Okay. So that's a little wonky there. So that's okay. So we're gonna click here. And we'll go right there. All right, let's minimize this a little bit. Let's see if we can see our messages. Nope. We'll close that up. Aha. Now let us see here. We do this. We're going to minimize Bridge. We're going to minimize Photoshop. Go here. We didn't want that right there, even though I love the way that looks. Nope. I think we're good here. We can close all this type of stuff here. I still want to keep that open because I need to be able to read it. Finish listening to the last little bit of that audio book. Let's see. I don't know where that is. All right, because what I'm trying to do is find out who it is who's actually messaging me. All right, let's quit this. Yep. And now we're going to reopen. There we go. Okay. Oh. Oh. All righty. All righty. Hmm. All right. I'm seeing some interesting stuff here. Okay. All right. Here we go. Haha. Wow. We age, people. We age. We all get older. That is, you might say, what in the world is going on? I'm just seeing something here that is quite fascinating to see, and we age. That's all I can say. We all age. We all rock, and that is what we do. It's okay, though. Yep. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm caught a little bit off guard here. Hang on one second. Huh. Okay. Anyway, we keep it moving. We keep it moving. That's what we do. All right. So we've got that there. That's pretty good. So now what we're going to do, since the light is coming from the middle portal here, I'm sorry guys, you're like, what in the world happened now? Go here. There we go. So we want these shadows here to be like that. See? Because we want to actually be able to have the shadows sort of do that kind of thing happen. Yep. All right, we got our dense watercolor brush, which is pretty good. Dense watercolor brush is good. There we go. Right there. All right, we're going to erase just a little bit. Well, actually, you know what? Let's merge these two now. Again, when I say merge these two, watch this. See that? We're now going to merge these two. Going to go here, going to select both, right click, merge selected layer. So now all of that is on one layer. Now I also have this thing here, which is pretty cool, but we ain't going to worry about that for right now. As a matter of fact, let's just go here. Yes, so we have our tones here. I don't know what that is, but I'm not going to worry about that for right now. But I will leave this kind of tone feature here because I think I want to use a kind of a streaming feature in it. Let's see here. Let's see, we're going to go here. Bam. Yeah. There we go. So you see how I'm adding these shadows. The shadows is making it look a little bit moody. And that's good. That's good. All right, we'll go here. I can pop off in here a little bit as well. There we go. So you see these like kind of like little lines. I'll be able to put highlights on there if I want. Whoops. Now, why did that happen? That happened over the edge there is because there's a dead scan line, and I hate that. This thing was so expensive and heavy as hell, I might also add, for it to be like, malfunctioning like that. But, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? But all that to say, the 32-inch Cintiq uh, Pro was just a magnificent piece of engineering. I have to say, because it's so big. It's like drawing on a huge 32-inch screen. I know they have the 27-inch out now, and 27 is good. There's nothing wrong with that. But I like being able to have that 32. I can see it makes it easier to see. Okay, we're good there. Now let's keep going, adding shadows. Oops. Yep, losing a little bit of room there. Okay, great. Okay. So you see what I'm doing here as I'm adding those shadows on there. Yep. Not bad. Not bad at all. Not bad at all, people. Let's go here, a little bit there. Yep. I'll pop that there because, again, the shadow, the light is emanating from the portal here, and it's casting shadows. Yep. Oops. Want to make sure I don't. Well, I wouldn't necessarily say there's no such thing as overdoing it. It's just, hey, you can overdo it. But in this case here, I'm just having fun. Again, it's all about having fun with this. All right, so I think that side there is mostly done. Yep. Now we want to go in here and add this stuff in. There we go. There we go. A little bit here. All right. Not too much. There we go. All righty. There we go. I think I can live with that. That is pretty good. Look at that. All right. Now watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to take probably right here. Yes, I'm going to take this one. I'm going to do this. I'm going to go right here and I'm going to put that border where the title goes, right about there. Move that over just a little bit. Move that to there. Okay. So as you can see, oh, wait, is that right? Oh, I see what happened. Let's undo that. All right, because that there, that's some highlights. We're going to leave that. But we're going to go here and create a new layer, and I'll do this. Huh. And D. All right, so now this, 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 that, and this. Okay, so we have this here. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to select all of these guys here, and I'm going to go right here. Watch what I'm going to do. Because there's a little edge right here that's kind of bleeding over into the black. What I need to do is delete that. I need to delete those items and go backspace. Whoops. Is that right? What in the world is going on here? Huh. All right, let's see what's going on here. Let's turn this on and off. Nope. That on and off. Oh, I think I see. I think I see. Let's go here. We go here to File, Fill. There we go. All right, I got it. I was wondering what was going on. It's all good. It's all good. You can relax now. You can relax. You can relax. There we go. So there we go. So that's the background, right, of the title. Yeah. Okay. So we got that. All right. Now here's where we have a kind of a tone here. And that tone is set to multiply. And it's at 100%, which is pretty good. Let me just do one thing. Let me just take a little. I'm gonna go right here. I think. Well, actually, I'm gonna go right here. I'm gonna do this. It's gonna be a little weird, but work with me. Work with, not against. So I'm gonna go here. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to. Hold on one second. Just getting the message here. Hang on. Writing. Okay. All right. So Instagram is still rocking. Substack. What in the world is going on with Substack? It is the strangest thing. It's like 1 second is running and the next second is not running. I don't know. But anyway, it's all good. All right. So we've got our background. But what we want to do now, see that tone, that light tone there? We want to try to do something with that. So watch what I'm going to, watch what I'm going to do here. So that's the tone. This is the background here, right? And I suppose I could tone this. Let's go here. You know what? Let's see if we retone it. Let's turn this off for a second here. Just 1 second. Just to see what happens. Just to see what happens here. I don't know if it's going to work, but work with me. Work with, not against. Go here. We're going to take a soft. We're going to go here to airbrush. Yes. Wow. Look at that. Look at that. That's the thing I love about tones. And that's the thing, you know, it's like part of what I'm doing here, how should I say, is I am trying to, I don't do one style. I'll do multiple styles, right? And what I want to be able to demonstrate here is that it is possible to do something. It's like I want to do this with a wash. That's what I'm trying to say. The thing I'm not totally certain of is whether or not I want to do this with a. I'm not entirely certain if I want to do this with a. How would I say? I'm not 100% certain if I want to have color in this. I'll explain to you what I mean. There's a power in being able to do this stuff and to just do highlights. And frankly, it's been a while since I've done this kind of thing here. So watch this. I can go here. Watch it. See this? See what that does? It adds a little moodiness to it. And it really does add some kind of dynamism to the shot, right? Right now it's set to normal. Let me go to multiply, right? Make sure you go to multiply. And it keeps it light, right? And it also means it's fast. That's the other thing about it. It's really fast. That's kind of what I want to do. I want to do something that is going to be fast, that it will not be um, a sort of. I don't want to do something that is. Um, I want to do something that has some emotion to it. And looking at this here, this is portal, right? I'm going to take a little darkness here, just a little bit, right? There we go. There we go. A little bit here, a little bit there. See what's happening? There we go. All righty. Whoops. Make sure I clean that off there. There we go. So you see how that portal is now emitting light? Now, uh, again, I don't know if I'm going to color this. I don't know if I'm going to color it. But what I will do is I will add light to it. So let's say car horn going off in the background there. Let's see here. This is fun to do. This is fun to do. I love doing this stuff. What can I say? It is fun doing this type of stuff here. All right, YouTube is still rocking. YouTube is still rocking, baby. YouTube is still rocking. LinkedIn, I love you, LinkedIners. LinkedIners! All right, Facebook is a rocking. I just refresh that right there. Kick and Twitch still going. This is good. Good stuff. Alrighty. So I feel good about that. I don't think again, eventually we'll want to try to sort out what in the world is going on with TikTok. That's so weird. But hey, whatever. All right, so here we go. Now we're going to go in here and we're going to start adding highlights. And we're going to see how this works. So we got this here. That's a new layer I put on there. And now I'm going to take this. I don't know if this is going to work, but we're going to see. So let's see what happens here. So we go here. We can add, look at that. So that's set to normal, but if we go to a add glow, we can see what's going to happen. Right now, we're dealing with a dense watercolor brush. There we go. Yep. There we go. So you see what I'm saying? I can add highlights on this. And when I pull back on it, you see what's happening? How those highlights are now adding a little bit of visual detail, the implied detail that I speak of often. There we go. Yep, I like this. I like it, man. For those folks who are out of town here, there's a Jewish holiday going on here, so a lot of kids are not in school today. It is now 5:12. We're rocking and we're rolling, baby. We're rocking and we are rolling. We are. Bam. Right there. See? Oop. See, when you add that highlight on there, that really, really takes it to another level. Okay, there we go. I like that. That is very Lovecraftian, very steampunkish, or steamfunkish, I guess. Um, Pretty cool. Someone was asking me earlier today about how I started Diesel Funk Studios. So maybe I'll talk about that a little bit. So how did I start Diesel Funk Studios? I did not coin the term diesel funk. That would be Milton Davis or Balagun Ajitade. I'm sure, you know, I don't know if I got his name correct, and if I am, apologies for that. But they're the ones who the first people I was aware of who came up with the term. I utilized the name because it was mid 2014, and I had into a kind of a tentative book deal. Was my first return to comics with my own stuff. I'd done something a little bit earlier with Alex Simmons, which was a great experience in the sense that I've learned, to force myself to finish stuff. And I don't own Blackjack. That's Alex Simmons' project. But I made myself finish. I promised myself I would finish that project. That's what it's been for me. The struggle over the years has been just to finish stuff. And so, as I was working on this, I was um, going to put out Maddie's Rocket, which, although the origins of Maddie's Rocket were a graphic novel comic, I was actually trying to pitch it to Vertigo Comics back in the day with Lou Stathis, but unfortunately that didn't happen. Lou eventually died, but he liked what I was doing, and I liked Like the fact that he liked it. Now, I don't know if it would have turned into anything, but it was, an attempt to do something that was cool and Afrofuturist at the time, you know. But you talk about 1997. But eventually it would go back, it was a toy with the idea of turning it into a comic strip for King Features. Yeah, I showed you how naive I was, but at any rate, I um, I ended up ended up turning it, resurrecting it in the late early noughts. It's like 2009. I'd gone back to school at NYU, and I resurrected it as an animation, what I call the Comatic, but ultimately it was a motion comic. And animation, which is much doable with motion capture, motion graphics through After Effects, it still turned out to be incredibly tedious, and it was just not something that you could easily do. Now I can literally take some of those panels here. Matter of fact, let me see. I don't know if my account is so active, but let me just see here, just for the sake of it, and to be able to step away from this for a second. All right. So we're gonna go here. We're gonna go to. We'll go here. Got to finish listening to that audio book here. We're gonna go to Facebook. Yep. We have Runway. All right. Now we're gonna see if I can. Let's refresh this. Yep. And what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna start a new session. I don't know if this is gonna work, but we're gonna try to generate some video here. And I'm going to go. Let's see. We have this right, and we have these panels here. Hold on. Right here is the one I want, and I think I want to take. I think I want to take this one here. Can we do that one? Yeah, let's try this one. So let's see what happens. We're going to go here. We're going to do File. We're going to export. And we're going to take it up to full-on JPEG there. We're going to call it Maddie Office. Anim Test. And we're not going to save this here. I'm going to highlight the username here. And we're going to save that in Maddie Illos in that folder. Because why not? All right. I don't know if it's going to work because it's always weird. So we're now going to go to video. We're going to click an image. We're going to go here to Maddie Illos. And go right here. There we go. All right. So this is a shot from Maddie's rocket, where the main character, Maddie, is an older woman here, and she's sitting in her office. Very kind of retro futurist, 50s, 60s retro futurist. And here we're going to do, we're going to say camera slow pans in to slow trucks in. Slowly trucks into a medium shot of an elderly African American. Got to tell it what this ethnicity is, or it'll make her white all of a sudden. Elderly African American woman sitting in her office. Futuristic buildings and flying cars are viewable outside the office window. Now, I don't know what's going to happen. Let's see. Let's generate. Let's see what happens. 5 seconds. Sure, let's make it 5 seconds. I'm going to leave that for a second because right now it's at 0. All right, so it's generating. It's generating. We'll see. Futuristic elder stateswoman. That's what she is. Okay, we're going to go here for now. Let's go back to here because I don't want to spend too much more time on this image here because there's some other things I want to get to. Some other things I need to get to. Bye-bye. There you go. Right there. Right there. Just a little bit here. Okay. Alrighty. I'm liking that. Let's get a little light here. You know, there's also points where I think Darren Cook did his adaptation of the Parker, Richard Stark's Parker novels, and there's something about doing tones, but just laying down with flat color. I wonder if that could work. That is a thought. That is a definite thought. I wonder if this would look interesting with just one tone. But there's a part of me that feels like, okay, I could do that, but I could also just as easily do it as a flat colored comic like Prince Valiant with just, wash. And again, I don't want it to be an exact slavish homage to that. I want it to be its own thing. But, there's a way to look at that. There we go. There we go. Yep. Okay, I think we're good here. And I'm just going to a little bit of light here coming from like this. Not that it matters, but and I'll go over that with a blend too to make it stream out a little bit. See? Yep. There we go. Alrighty. Okay, I think we're good here, and I love that. See that? That's not bad. That gives it kind of a feel like that. Now, watch what I'm going to do here. I'm going to now take this, and I just want to add just a little bit of light flow here. See? A little bit of light flow. Just a little bit of light flow. Just get a little bit more light. A little bit more light. Yep. Bam. Spotlights. There we go. That looks pretty cool. All right. Hit Command D. Okay, that's good. I like that background. That background there looks pretty damn cool, man. Pretty damn cool. But I wonder again if this is something that would look cool with a kind of one tone color. I don't know. Let's see here. Let's see what it is. What if we went in here with a kind of an orange? Yeah, like so. So let's see what happens here. We're going to go here. We're going to go white, very bright white here. Go in with our airbrush. Well, actually, we'll go in with the yellow first, like so. All right, like so. now we'll go like this. All right. There we go. All right. Now we want to go here. Kind of get these top parts here. Make sure that they have the appropriate kind of sheen on them. There we go. See? Now, right now, as you can see here, this is what's happening, but I'm going to switch it over. Now we need to go to a little white, right? Well, I'm going to leave white off for this moment. I'll go to overlay. Hey, what do you think? Ah, that sepia tone, I don't know if that works. Let's go to soft light. Nah. Multiply? Interesting. Interesting. Let's go to lighten. Nope. Too much. Darken? Eh. Oh, that's interesting. That's very interesting. Very, very interesting. Low dodge. Whoa, low, wow. That is way too much. But let's go to add, oh no, let's go to glow dodge. And let's reduce that down a little bit. Wow. That's kind of, so glow dodge. How about color dodge? Bring that down. Now, that is very, very interesting. There's a part of me that likes glow dodge, particularly that kind of orange kind of feel to it. But let's go down here. Nah, that's interesting. Interesting, interesting. Let's go to overlay, right? And we got those highlights there. And I'm going to go right here. I'm going to take my orange brush here. And I'm going to go to, so that kind of glow dodge here. Yeah, because I like that kind of, yeah, that was a good way to do that. See how that kind of look there? Yes, that's interesting. That is very interesting. Okay, so for now, I'm going to call that mostly done. Go here, put that, and I'm going to put the frames in here because I eventually have to add the titles in here. And now, by the way, we go here, watch what happens. So we go to export time lapse. See what I'm saying? That's what comes in. See, so the entire thing, this image is what was shown one day because it's a full page. Right? It's a full image. And I think, at least for me, it would be fascinating to tell the story where the story will be revealed in drawing form over time. See what I'm saying? Look at that. Now, I don't know if I'm going to use the color, but like I said, that's something to, that's a fascinating look to me. And of course, if I speed this up here, see, I like that. That is hot. That is somewhat hot, my friends. That is somewhat hot, but let's save this, right? All right, and that's Clip Studio Paint. Now, for you guys who don't know, the way it works is Clip Studio Paint has a feature in it where as you're working, it will record your drawings. It will record your process. Uh, I I'm not sure, but I wish Adobe would have something. Maybe they have something. Maybe I just don't know. Maybe I'm an idiot and I just don't know. But I think Adobe would really benefit from having a sort of um, I think they would really benefit from having a sort of um, recording thing. I've seen where you can record some stuff, but it was really complicated. But maybe they have that updated now. I don't know. I don't know. But I know that if they did have it, it would really, really go a long, long way towards this type of stuff happening. Okay, so watch this. So that's one way. That's one way to do that. We could take this. I'm sorry, what is that? There we go. So we could do this. Now, there's another thing we could do, which is even more interesting. So doing this is cool, right? We have that. We have that drawing. We have that. Now watch what I do here. Watch what I'm going to do, guys. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to remove the black border. I'm even going to remove this here. And I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do Command-Shift-4. And I'm going to take this right here. Right there. All right, there we go. So we got that image here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to VizCon right here. Now, I'm not saying this is going to work, but one of the things that can happen, we're going to call this, oh, I missed that right there. It doesn't matter. So we're going to go here. We're going to go to the desktop here. I know I need to clean my desktop off. Let's go to desktop. I'm going to go right there. That's our image, right? Yes, yes, yes. Yes, that is our image. Is that our image? Yes, that is our image. I'm going to go drag and drop. All right, so that's in there. Now I'm going to hit describe because, again, the image that I've drawn here is now my image prompt. My drawing is my image prompt. Right? Now, I have just hit describe. I could have written out the text prompt myself, but I'm just letting VizCon figure. Large circular metal hatch with bolted rim and center hub. No, that is wrong. I'm going to say large circular metal portal with light emanating from within. The portal has a bolted rim and surrounded by radiating polished copper tubular pipes and conduits. Brushed metals, brushed steel finish, frontal slightly low angle view. Watch this. Cinematic photoreal. All right, we got set to 4. We're going to generate these. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. So again, what you're doing, and oh my God. What's happening is I'm doing my regular drawing, and then I'm doing a composite with AI. That's something that could work, but we'll see what happens here. Let's see what happens. Interesting. But I don't think these are all supposed to be part of a wall here. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Let's add that to that. Not quite. All right. So this is pretty good, but I think what I want to do is I'm going to say frontal slightly low angle view. We're going to go moody dark room with heavy shadows, cinematic photoreal. All right, let's try it again. Let's see. Light, the portal light casts shadows, and light reflects off the metal rims and pipes. Cinematic photoreal. All right, we'll see what happens here. Ready? I don't know what's going to happen. We will see. Again, I'm a hybrid artist, and as a hybrid artist, I use all kinds of technology. Some people like it, some people don't like it, but I get it. But that's what I do. Okay? I might end up doing it like this. I might not. I'm just experimenting right now. Oh, that's interesting. Wow, look at that. That's interesting. Let's go here. That's the same thing. Hmm. That's okay. There we go. That is interesting. That is very interesting. Okay. Let's see what happens here. Stuff is rendering. Let's see what goes down, ladies and gentlemen. Check my mail here right quick. Uh, it is now 5:35. I think we will shut it down at 6 because there's some other things I need to be doing. And we've been going now for a bit now. How long have we been going? Almost 2 hours. Okay, good. So if I shut it down at 6, that'll be 2.5 hours. Not a problem. Ba, 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 ba. Let's see here. Okay, anyway, back to this. No. Boo. That's interesting. We're going to add that one. Okay, now let's see what happens here. Let's see what happens. Now we're going to go exit this out. All right. Now, if I had to choose between the two, I would say this one works better on the outside of the portal. That works better within the portal. So it should be a composite. So we're going to call this HJ Portal AI. Got that. We're going to go here. We're going to save that. Edit, export, PSD. All right, let's see what happens here. We're going to go here and go to downloads. There it is. And now we're going to drag and drop this in Clip Studio Paint. Let's see what we've got here. Now we've got this. I'm going to turn these two off, and I'm going to select that one and this one. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move this here. I'm going to move this to a multiply. I'll show you why. I do that. Oh, the cat is meowing. I don't know why he's meowing. Command C. We're going to go to, no, we don't, well, we'll hold on to that for a second. We'll go here. All right, here we go. You ready? Check it out. Command V. There we go. Now, because that is set to multiply, you should be able to see it. I should be able to match this. So I'm going to go black. Well, this will be black. That there will be white. All right, let's see what happens here. So we're going to take this. So now you can see it. So now I can match my render. There we go. That's pretty close. That's pretty daggone close, man. All right. I think we're good here. So let's see what happens now if we turn this off and we composite this with this stuff here. We're going to go right here. Right? But now that's set to normal. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it to multiply. Oh, wow. See what happens there? Once the ink lines show through, that's pretty cool. But now we can go here. We do the same thing. We'll set that to multiply. Wow. Look at that. Now that is super duper freaking high. But watch what I'm going to do here. I'm going to go here. I'm going to select inside of the portal here. Nope, that didn't work. Got to select inside the portal here. There we go. So the part in there, that's what I wanted, right? So now I'm going to go here and I'm going to delete the inner portal. See what I just did? I just selected that. I just deleted. So now that light is really showing through. Really, really showing through. Now watch this. I can take this. This is the layer. These are the highlights here. These are the highlights. I think those are the highlights. No. These are the highlights. Here. I'm going to turn that off. I'm going to go here. The highlights are here. I can now move those highlights above the drawing. See what's happened there? See how that is now giving that effect of light emanating from this? This is the reason why I do this type of stuff. I mean, look, I get it. I get why people would be a little, not happy about this. But if you use this thing as a tool, I'm not trying to have it do the work for me. I'm trying to have it assist. I want this to come off like it's copper, right? Like it's copper, steampunk, right? Steampunk, whatever you want to call it, right? Let's try overlay. Nope, that don't work. Let's try darker. That's interesting. Let's go back to multiply. Just 1 second, see what the difference is. Yeah, it's better with the shadows. All right, one more thing. Overlay didn't work. Soft life didn't work. Art light is interesting. But I think what we're going to stick with is the multiply. That's the one we're going to do. Now, I'm going to go here. You'll notice here that this one here, all right, that's multiply here. This one here is also multiply. This one here, there's a part of me that wants to take this, and let's see what happens if we make it go to an add glow. And let's turn this on. Let's see what happens. Wow, look at that. See how that light there? See what that's doing? That's what I'm talking about. All we're trying to do is to use this technology to add that element to it. And that's fascinating because, again, what it's doing is it's following my drawings. That's what it's doing. But I could, in theory, watch this, go here. I'm going to take these 3 elements here. These are the 3 elements that I had from my previous iterations of this. Watch this. Wow. That's remember the glow I had? That, see how that's now on top of that? That's when, all right, now let me go put this on there. Oh, look at that. Now, here we go, moment of truth. Look at that. See what I'm talking about? Now that looks like super duper steampunk. Now let me put the border back. See what I'm talking about? I'm not trying to get over. I'm trying to do something that is unique. I'm trying to use this tool to expedite and enhance my work. Now, I could have done this by myself, but I will be working on this for the next 10 hours. And I'm not trying to do that. Okay? I'm trying to get it done in an hour. I'm not trying to get it done in 2 minutes. The render was done in 2 minutes from AI, but the drawing and the tones, I had to draw that out because I'm not trying to not draw. I'm trying to use these tools for what it's good at. And if I had to choose between the two, that is pretty exceptional there. That is I'm not going to sit here and try to lie. In fact, I think what I would do here, now I'm looking at it, God, that's kind of quite alarming there. See, we're going to go here, add a little bit on this little bit of sheen there, just a little bit of sheen. See? Okay. Go here, go here. Yep. All right. Now I want to add a little bit here, just on these kind of little knob portal utilities here, so that looks like there's light. There's light coming off of there. See? And again, it's using my drawings, for this. So that's what it kind of has to do to come off as realistic. There we go. See how I'm doing the paint? doing a paint over. Now I'm just going to take a little bit right there. Yep. A little bit top here. Yep. A little bit here. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. Wow. And even if I don't do the book like this, I might just keep this for the cover because that's hot. I don't care what anybody said. That's like super duper hot. That's like really hot. Look at that. That is steam funk right there. If there ever was some, that is what that is. Wow. Look at that. It's, that's the feel that I was going for. Wow. All right. So we're gonna hit save here. There's one other thing I'll do just because now I feel inspired here to do it. This character here, this is the main character named John Conqueror. Of course, got to give him the macho name. So I'm going to go here, Command C. And then we're going to go here to Command V. All right. We don't know where he is just yet, but I'm going to hit Command T. There he is right over there. There he is. I'm going to cancel that. I'm going to move that over. There he is right there. And so in theory, what was supposed to happen was he's supposed to be there. That is how the cover for High John Conqueror is supposed to look. See? Now, I don't know if I like the inking style for it, but there's something about it that's kind of cool. Wow, look at that. Look at that. That is, wow. Now, I could make this bigger now since the title isn't on top, so I could do it sort of like this. Holy smokes around it. I love the points of discovery with this work. You might ask, what do you mean by that? I love the idea of doing something where you discover the look, you discover the energy. Siri's trying to start up. I don't know why I don't want Siri to start up. All right, so let's see what happens here. Now his color should be in here. There's his flat color. I don't like that flat color. I don't think that works at all. But interesting. Very, very interesting. However, one of the things I will do, see, and that's the thing, is this was, yeah, I don't know. But this is a good start, though. This is a good start. Look at that. I might have to redo the drawing of the character. But I love that. I like the way that looks. There's something that I think that adds a life. It's fun to do. And I hope you guys enjoy seeing me do it as well. All right, it's 5:48 Eastern Standard Time. LinkedIn still rocking. Okay, that's cool. Now, one other thing I want to do here, because I can. Because I can, man. Because I can. All right, here we go. We're going to go here. Yep. We're going to go here. So what we're looking for here is that. What we're going to do here is we're going to take these things here. Yep. We're going to take these items here. Yep. And go here. I'm going to select that. I'm going to hit Command C. And now we're going to go here to our portal. And we're going to go Command V. Right? Is that right? Yes. Maybe. No. No, 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 no. We got to take almost. Let's go here. And like I said, I'm probably going to redraw the character. I mean, I think he's okay, but I'm going to redraw him. Now, let's see here. So we got this We got to move these on top here. Yeah, and here. And we're going to move these above the folder. There we go. So what would happen is the High John Conqueror logo effectively goes here like that. And it's big. It's a big logo. So let me make it a little bit bigger. Oh man, I love doing this kind of work. It's so much fun to do. Let's make it a little bit bigger. Make it more prominent, man. Make it more prominent, man. Right there. And I could get rid of some stuff, but we ain't gonna worry about it for right now. Name of this store is called High John Conqueror. It's kind of my kind of craze retelling of a blend of Tarzan, John Carter, dealing with all of the weird kind of racist tropes, but also integrating the adventure tropes in it. Let's see here. We got this part there. I'm going to go here, Fielder, because apparently that is my name. There we go. And I could do something with that, but right now I think we'll leave that like that. We'll leave that. So it's High John Conqueror, Fielder, and now we need the Diesel Funk logo right here, which I think should go above this here. There we go. There we go. So now this image would effectively be one day, right? Or, I could in theory do that one day and then go to that panel. That might work. But we'll see. We'll see. Meaning, well, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I could start with, I don't need this anymore. I'll get rid of that. We don't want to save that. I'm very happy I did that. And look, guys, look, for those folks who are even still looking, understand that I may keep this, I may keep this, I may get rid of it. Like, I might, for example, I may still use that. I may just keep that. That might work. I don't know. We have to see. I might use that. There's a part of me that might use that. But then there's another part of me that just might use that. So I don't know. We'll see how I feel about it. Anyway, I elect to do what I want on my story. Okay, I'm going to go here. Bring that down there. You know what? I can make this even bigger. I don't need to be so conservative with the title. Right there. There we go. As a matter of fact, let me cut off the edges of this here to make it so I can get a little tightness on there. Right there. Yep. Let's do the other side here. Right here. Great. Command D. We're going to go here. It is now 5:53. Yep, I like that. I like that. I like that a lot. That's pretty good. That's pretty awesome. Gonna go okay. There we go. High John Conqueror. And let me make that down a little bit. Little bit. There we go. Right there. Just want enough room for it to read. Alright, the Diesel Funk logo, I like that. Let's move that up right about there. Well, no, let's leave that in the middle since we know this is going to be a vertical. This is a horizontal book. That's what I want. I want this to be a horizontal book. And I have to say, I really do love that. That is, I like that. I think it has heart. It's fun. It's retro Afrofuturist, which I'm getting sick of doing. But hey, if you're gonna do it like this. Let's go here. Reduce my name here. Do that there. That's pretty cool. And yeah, I think let's go here a little bit. Move that just a little bit. There we go. I like that. I love that. I think that is some kind of awesome. Now, I'm going to change the character. I'm going to change the drawing. I think the drawing, while I would love to do it like this, I think there's another way I need to do it. But we will figure that out. But like I said, for right now, not bad. Not bad. That is pretty freaking awesome, man. Let's go to export time lapse and see what it would look like. I'll go through, I'll stream it. So see, it starts like that, goes through there. You get the pipes in. Wow, look at that. That is amazing. How that shit. Then you get the glow there. And then you have all that in there. Wow, the highlights. Wow, I love that. And then that glow. Wow, and then boom. And then the characters dropped in with the title right there. See, I love that. That's what I'm talking about. That is what I want to do. That is what I want to do. All right, we're going to cancel that there. My wife just got in, and she is now doing the astrological reading, because that's what she does. In addition to doing a line, top of the line um, playwright. And it's pretty cool. Pretty awesome, dudes and dudettes. Pretty cool. There we go. Let me do a refresh on this here. All right. Nice. Substack. Very disappointing. Substack keeps like conking out after a while. And I don't know why it conks out like that. But YouTube is still going strong. To refresh on this. Nice. Nicer, nicer, nicer. That goes that. Facebook still going strong. Love this. Refresh. Yep. Facebook still going strong. 2 hours and 19 minutes. Not bad. I think I might shut it down a little bit earlier because I need to eat some dinner and get ready for the finale of Alien Earth, which is fantastic, I think. Wow, that is some kind of nice there. I like that. Wow, look at that. And it's not perfect. It's got all kinds of imperfections in it, which is what I love. Only thing I would do here is this. Let's pick this here. And I don't know if it's going to work, but we're going to see here. Gotta see. Let's see. Gotta see. Let's check one thing here, guys. Go here to titles, text. And we're going to type this here. We're going to go. Oh, what is that? Oh, what in the world? Let's see here. Selection mode, new selection, alignment. Always something with this thing here. It's never. Oh, circular text. We don't want circular text. I think that was something weird though. That's like, what in the world's going on? Why is that coming out circular? So I turn on circular text. Okay, good. So, there we go. Right there. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go TIM space IELDER. Okay. We got this. We're going to select all of that in there. And now we're going to turn that into white. So we don't want. There we go. Now we want that to also be a different font. And what we're looking here is chunk. Oh my eyes. My poor eyes. I'm going to go chunk 5. 5 print. There we go. Like that. There we go. And now, what we're going to do here is we're going to reduce this down in size. There we go. We'll take that so it fits in there. Yeah, just like that. Good. Okay, there we go. Oops, what happened there? Like that. Okay. I'm going to go here. Move this down here. And now I'm going to turn this guy off. And turn There we go. So we want my name in there, but I think perhaps it should be a little bit smaller. Let's go Command T right there. We want that to be at the bottom like so. Now, also because the word conqueror and high John is a little bit elongated, I'm going to do this. I'm going to move this up here. Let's see what. Oh, nope. Let's go right there. Nope. Let's try shift. Nope. Go right. Why can I not split? Ah, that's because the height ratio should be. Oops. There we go. Let's see here. We do not want to keep the aspect ratio. We want to go height up. Yes. See? Like that. That's what we want. We want that to mirror the conqueror word. There we go. And that's pretty good. Now, right now I have it. Let me double click in this here right quick. Apply transformation. Let me double click in this one more time. Here. We'll go here. And A. And right now it's set to chunk 5, but I think we're going to go to chunk 5 regular. There we go. We want that to be a little bit cleaner. There we go. That's not bad. Not bad. I like it. I like it a lot. All right, with that, it is 6:01. I'm going to shut it down here because I have to get ready to eat something. Allow a little blood to go into my butt and get ready to get back to work on some stuff after I finish some things. I want to thank you guys so much. My name is Tim Fielder, visual Afrofuturist and graphic novelist, known primarily for doing the graphic history of hip hop with my good friend and writing partner, Dr. Walter Grayson. Infinitum, an Afrofuturist tale, book that was published through HarperCollins Amistad a few years back. And of course, my own book, Maddie's Rocket. I will be working towards building up a buffer of Maddie's Rocket to come out gradually a little bit. I showed a little bit of that earlier. In addition to that, I'm going to be finally bringing to social as a social media release, by the way. Just very quickly before I get ready to go. So here's the idea. Everybody, like Disney just made a move towards Webtoon. I said this yesterday, but I'll say it again. Disney just made a move, an aggressive move towards a digital stance for their market, for their industry, right? 160 million readers on Webtoons, 35,000 books from Marvel, Disney, and Lucasfilm, right? Star Wars, right? So all that stuff is going to be released on Webtoons. Disney purchased a 2% stake in Webtoons. So that's not something, that's not a minor thing. That's major. That's going to have major repercussions for the traditional direct sales market, which, you know, that's been kind of common. It's the straw that breaks camel's back. Will it break the back? Probably not. But that will no longer be the primary arena for that kind of stuff. People will just go online and read the comics, which is good. That means not everybody has access to those books. You don't have to travel to some odd looking store in the middle of nowhere. Well, there are no stores in the middle. Well, there were. Even when I was in Minnesota earlier this year, there was a comic book shop, but they've been going there for 5 years, 4 years straight. They have my books, they had toys, they have all kinds of stuff. This year, they went out of business because of what's been happening. So now Marvel has to make money with their comic stories. How do you do that? You enter into a deal with Webtoons. Webtoons makes their money through advertising, through ads, right? That's my assumption, the way they do it. DC has a stance with their thing. So we have to see the writing on the wall. So how does an independent survive in this environment? You survive in this environment by releasing your comics on social. Now that's already done. That's not a new thing. People have been doing that for a long time. But you release it in video format, right? I mean, it's still images, but you release it Not like a motion comic. You're not trying to do animation. What you're trying to do is do reveals over time. That's my theory. I could be wrong, but that's what I think. And you do that, and you just release it for free. You don't ask for anything, right? Unless you say, hey, look, you guys are interested in seeing the whole story, you can buy the book, right? But these are the online comic is not an ancillary product to the physical graphic novel. It is its own product. That's the way I see it. Why? I want people to read my stories before, yeah, of course I want to be monetized and all that. I'm not monetized yet. But what I really want is I want people to read my stories more than anything. And frankly, I'm prepared to do it for free. Why? I already make a living from my other stuff. That is paying for this. I want people to read stories that I make. I don't want to have to go through hell. Like I said, I had started the story. So I created Diesel Funk Studios because the publishing deal I was in, right? Creative differences. I think I have great respect for the guy who I was in the deal with, but we had creative differences. That's fine. So I was forced to create Diesel Funk Studios, right? Because I was desperate. Here we go. I was during the summer, had the deal. I was doing it. I was making everything work. It didn't work right, or nobody was happy with it. There was no urgency to get the book out from that publisher, right? Because I was like, hey, I'm doing this work. I want this book to go to print in December because I wanted my book to premiere at the 2015. This is 2014. I wanted to premiere the 2015 Schaumburg Black Comic Book Festival, and it didn't happen. And I was like, oh my God, it's late October. What in the world am I going to do? So I spent that month getting everything together. And at the end of like mid-December, or maybe it might have even been early January, I, paid to print this version of Maddie's Rockin' here, this thin version, floppy version, right? And I remember the day before the convention, the festival was going to start. The guy came in the what is it? Uh, what am I drawing a blank here? Not U-Haul. What do you call it? The brown trucks. I can't believe I'm drawing a blank here. UPS. Jeez, sorry. But he was driving off with my books. So I ran down the street hauling ass to catch him, and I called him. Because these books they were not open at that time over the weekend. So I was not going to have my books. So I was like, no, I'm out of shape, but I'm going to catch this truck. So I called her, and I got my books, and it premiered at Schaumburg, and my life was forever altered because of that. And here's a person who had sometimes I try to create ways still, but it was a not very spectacular career in comics. It wasn't. It was not. A lot of stuff I did, not, very little of it was published. But this was like me doing my thing, and I got it out. And it changed my life. So I got that. This stuff is sitting here. I'm working on book 2 and 3, but I'm like, why should I wait till book 2 and 3 are done before I start doing it? Outreach to the community. You have to build community with this. You have to build in community, also known as gathering readers. And all the readers are on social. All the viewers, all the people who listen to music, they're all on social. YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitch, Kick, Substack, Instagram. There are others out there that I'll probably eventually be streaming to. And I don't want you guys to have to leave where you're comfortable. If you like Instagram, you should see your stuff on Instagram. If you like Facebook, you should be able to read and view your stuff on Facebook. It should just come through your feed. Oh, here's the daily Hi John Conqueror. Wow, what happened? Man, that's cool. Man, I wonder what's going to happen tomorrow. Like a daily newspaper, people would subscribe to the newspaper, and every day the newspaper boy would throw the paper in there and they'd read the comic section. Meaning, you should not expect your readers to come to you. You should go to your readers. It should be easy for you guys to see this stuff, right? My job, of course, is to do the work, but it should be easy for you guys to do this stuff. And I have to expect that if you just see it and you like the story and you buy into the characters, I mean, and it's not like this is a new thing. People have been doing this with web comics all the time. But the issue is you got to convince people to come to your page to read the comic there. Yes, you should have that as a placeholder. But ultimately, isn't it even easier just to have it come through social? That's my theory. I don't know. I'm crazy. Y'all know that. I could be wrong. But that's what I want to try to do. Anyway, enough of me pontificating. You all take care. Love one another. Be kind to one another because Lord knows we need a lot more of that. Please subscribe. Hit like. Notifications. Share this stuff. I know my live streams are crazy because who has the time to sit up for 2, 3, 4 hours to look at this stuff? And I get it. Anyway, love you guys. Take care.